Hello, everybody. Hello to our listeners on Spotify. Hello to our viewers on YouTube. Hello to you all, however you are consuming the Alien Audio podcast, maybe through a straw, whatever it is you're doing. They might be sucking it up, John. Hello, everybody. Yes, so this is our pub shed, home bar, beer chat, and all that sort of stuff section of the show. We've got quizzes, we've got games, we got laughs, and we got our resident Sheddies. First of all, we've got Andy Dunn of the Dunn Inn in Stoke.
Hello.
And stepping in for Dave this week, who's he's been having a whale of a time.
He's been on more holidays than Gloria Runniford.
We've got John at the Taylor Tavern.
Hello.
Good to have you, John, on a school night.
Yeah, I know, you're very lucky. Count yourself lucky. I'm on double time.
He's just doing marking and quizzing at the same time.
Multitasking. Yeah.
He gives himself a smiley face.
Indeed.
He's going to fill his quiz in with his red pen.
Let's start with Andy. Andy, you had a good weekend, didn't you?
Oh, I've had 2 good weekends because obviously you decided shut doors last week. So I was ready to go. And you were like, oh, no, can't be bothered. It's too busy. I'll put a notice out saying it's shut for another week. But yeah, the weekend before last was the last real heat wave of summer, wasn't it, on the Saturday, unbeknownst. And I'm not sure if it was the same everywhere, but where we were, the rain when it hit was biblical again. Thunderstorm. So we packed up the pizza oven quite quickly. My dad was quite well oiled, bought him some ciders treated him ciders from Lidl. He loves that stuff. It comes in at like a 750ml bottle. It's £2.40, and it's like proper dry, medium dry cider. He loves it. So yeah, Father's Day next year, I'm just getting a case of that. Yeah, so that was that weekend before last, and we went to where did we go the other week? We went to the House of Beer at Ashbourne because Matt and Joe, who run that, have basically come to the end of their rotation, so they've passed on the keys and the baton to somebody else. They're going to go travelling, spend a bit of time. But while I was there, I picked up today's beer, which I'll tell you in a minute. And then this weekend, I went to
Nice.
the Mad Crocs of Cheltenham. Turned out that Sam was drafted in at last minute to play, promoted into the first team. And she said, we're playing this team and it's near Cheltenham. And I said, she goes, isn't there a brewery in Cheltenham? Says, yes, there's a very good one. So I looked at the postcode of where this hockey pitch was, and it was literally a 5-minute walk away. So couldn't put your hands together like that. So yeah, we went there, and it's very good. If you've never been, I would suggest you go. It's really family friendly. It's got they have like a food truck usually outside at the weekends, with the rugby being on, big screen in there as well. So they were showing that. And then round the corner, they've got like a mixed fermentation tap room, just like a smaller unit, but it's where they do all like their bottled mixed firm stuff, so like berries and things like that. Bought a few bottles, got a few cans. Might do beer out of box some point this week. It might have been out already. You never know. Just if I can be bothered. But yeah, that was this weekend. And I'm drinking a beer from what I bought the other week. I had it on tap, and they had it in cans. Now, I've only recently found this brewery, and it's pretty decent beer co. When I saw the name first, I thought, is it one of Pablo's Caskmaster tasks?
Made up.
But yeah, it's completely made up, because pretty decent beer is a really good name.
So, and how is the beer?
How is the beer? It's very, very good.
I thought you were going to say pretty decent.
It's very, very good. It's better than pretty decent. It's better. So they're from down in London way, I think, their main brewery is. But this is I think this is a collab, because it says the Goodness Brewing Company as well. But this is Cuddles, and if you can check the label out on that.
That is cool.
Very nice.
It's cool, isn't it?
Comic.
So it basically tells a story of 2 gents going to a beer convention and getting too carried away, basically. and then everybody needs cuddles by the end of the night.
Not based on Dick and Ed, is it?
Yeah, but it's very nice, very fruity, very light. 4.5% pale ale. Very good. Go check them out, and obviously go check there out because
Got to go there by the T-shirt as well. Yeah,
yeah. You've got to buy. You've got to buy it so you know you've been.
Very good. Sounds like. I mean, from the pictures as well. I was very jealous when I saw you been today. It looked really good. So nice one. John at the Taylor Tavern, how's it been then? What you been up to?
Oh, mate, it's been full on, hasn't it? Back to school, couple of weeks now, so that's been a bit full on. But I've been on a bit of a mission, Jimbo. I've spent, the last week or so on a bit of a mission. So, when you're getting on a bit, as I am, you're getting in your 50s, you kind of enjoy your pub shed, but you sort of want to move things on a little bit and kind of make sure that, on a cold winter's evening, you can put the fire on, you can relax and enjoy a beer or two with the fire going, staying nice and warm. But to do that, you need a nice, comfy chair, don't you? So I've been on a bit of a mission to try and find some really nice, cozy, comfy fireside chairs. Yeah. I'm sorry, it has got to that stage now where standing up and, sitting on the old pub stools, it doesn't quite cut it. So I've been on a bit of a mission, Jimbo, to find some lovely chairs. I've had a couple of near misses, on eBay, just missed out on some. But that's been me. It's really tragic, isn't it? It's really tragic.
Have you managed to get one yet?
I haven't. I was so close the other week. I just outbid by a few quid, and I kind of wish I'd have put a bit more on because I think they would have been smashing. But
why don't you, John? I got a better idea for you. Instead, skip the armchair stage. You're saying you've hit the armchair stage.
Yeah.
Head, think of even further into the future and get one of those like chair commode things. You can just sort of sit on that, and then you don't.
I think you might need one of them. Them ones where you sit on and it helps you stand up.
Yeah, like a recliner, like an up recliner. Ooh,
oh yeah.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? But the great thing is now I've got Mrs. Taylor Tavern on the case, and she started looking around, Facebook Marketplace. And the best thing is I've kind of made her think it was her idea in the first place as well. So she's fully invested in this now. She's spotting those bargains. And I think, by next weekend or the weekend after, we might have that sorted. But yeah, that's where it's at. To be honest, I got a bit jealous. Mark at the Ashmore Arms, he managed to pick up a couple of crackers for like 80 quid. So I've been a bit jealous ever since. And when I go around there.
I think this started when I came to Stage, and we went to that pub, didn't we?
We did.
In those right comfy chairs.
The big Chesterfields, the big Queen Anne Chesterfields. And there's a couple of pub sheds. I lost
my phone.
Yeah, you left your phone there. But yeah, I've had it, it's the thing in it. It never ends, that sort of pub shed envy. You look around and you see all these pub sheds with these lovely benches and these comfy chairs. And I think, I need a comfy chair. I really do need a comfy chair. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, trying to source these fireside chairs, but I've not managed it yet. But watch this space. I'm sure it'll happen soon. Good
luck in your quest. And I'm sure anyone who's listening knows of a comfy chair. They might get in touch with you. If you've not got one by the weekend, that is.
Exactly.
Yeah. If anything, what you could do with doing is some Ale and Audio branded slippers to go with that comfy chair as well.
And a pipe. And
then maybe a pipe.
Yeah.
And a smoking jacket.
Yeah. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's a winter night right there.
Yeah, it's sorted. That's winter sorted. I'm happy.
And what are you drinking, John? Cup of coffee?
Well, yeah.
Chamomile.
The Horlicks is bubbling in the kitchen. You'll have to excuse me. A lot of old Horlicks.
What we on?
The old favourite,
He's on bread and butter, isn't
he? The old bread and butter from Vocation. I've still got a few of these left, so nice and easy. What is it, 3.9? Yeah.
I don't know if they're still available, but it might be worth looking. Vocation's website has tin sign of bread and butter available.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, Andy. Yeah, I've seen it.
It look lovely behind you.
It would actually. I'm seriously thinking of that when I do my next order. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. I have seen that.
Mrs. Taylor Tavern think it were her idea again.
I'll let Mrs. Taylor Tavern think. Absolutely. Yeah.
If he has two chairs, he can call them bread and butter.
Ooh, like it.
It. Very good.
Like it.
I'm on the old Guess where I got this from?
Aaron Food sponsorship
yeah,
of Alien Audio YouTube channel.
I just wanted a little one tonight. I can't remember if I've tasted this one or not before, but it's the Sunday one. I'm drinking a Sunday on a Monday.
You're a day late.
I'm the kind of guy who wears those, people buying me those socks with date week on them.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be asked to pair up socks, so I've got Friday on one leg, Monday on other. Legs are wide open. It's just...
Oh, steady.
Ready for the weekend.
All right. There we go. Yeah, so I'm on this one. I'm just wanting a little one tonight. I was looking though, Andy and John. I was looking. I can see some Oktoberfest beers in my fridge, and I thought, shall I have them yet? But no, I'm going to wait until next week because that's what you say. Next week's smack in the middle of Oktoberfest, you reckon?
Yeah, it's literally a year since. I don't know if my video is frozen, but I think it has. It's literally a year.
It's
literally a year since I went to Oktoberfest, and now that's gone quick. But yeah, I've got some kegs from Perfect Draft. I got the bunting up, so this time next week's video we'll go. Well, I won't get me the lederhosens out because I don't have any.
Yeah. You wore them on the stag do. What happened to them? Did the end?
Oh, they were like a comical fancy dress version of them.
Oh, okay.
No, but I think they're still alive. You know,
somewhere knocking about.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll do Oktoberfest next week then, shall we?
Should.
But we'll enjoy these beers for now. And while we're doing that, should we have a quiz?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Pub Shed Pub Quiz with your host, Jimbo, your contestants, Andy of the Dunning and Stoke, John of the Taylor Tavern, near Manchester. For YouTube viewers, Andy is just doing a great impression of a statue.
I'm still with you.
I can still see you. We can still hear you. We can still see you, but you have frozen.
Yeah, my video. I think it's just. I think what's happened is the virus that Dave's got
transferred
on his computer has spread.
You just
want
an
audio stream.
Well. You just want a USB bus as well, don't you?
No, don't. I don't know what's going on with it.
Never mind. You might come back.
Oh well, you can hear me.
We can hear you. That's the main thing. So yeah. Pub quiz time. Pub Shed pub quiz time. Got something new today as well. Some old things and something new as well. Okay. So your first few questions are all multiple choice. And the first one then relates to Which magazine. You've read Which magazine before, I'm sure, or articles from it. Yeah. It's like a review magazine, isn't it? It reviews.
Yeah. No, but which magazine?
The Which magazine.
No, which one?
Just Which. We could do this all day, couldn't we?
We could. You could have saved that for the Halloween episode, of course.
We could have as well, yes. Which?
He's got plenty of these magazines knocking about. There's plenty of facts to come from these. So.
That's it. I've dug them out. Well, this is a recent one. So Which magazine recently published an article where they've done some experiments on the quickest way to chill a beer. The starting temperature of the beer was 20.5 degrees. Not a temperature you want your beer at.
Not really.
Slightly under room temperature, that. And the aim was to get the temperature of the beer down as quickly as possible to like fridge temperature. So chilled sort of, temperature. And we're talking probably like what you'd have a lager at, rather than a cask beer or something like that. So you've got to get it, definitely down to fridge temperature. Now, my question is, what technique brought the temperature of the beer down the most and the quickest? And we've got 5 possible ones for you to choose from here. So I don't know if you've ever tried it. Yeah, well, there's some quite interesting techniques, you see. I wanted to share with you a few of them. So which of these techniques brought it down the quickest and the furthest? Okay. So A, running it under a cold tap. B, standing the beer in a bowl of cold water and covering the beer with a wet flannel. C, putting the beer in a bucket of ice and salt. D, putting the bottle in the middle shelf of a freezer, or E, covering a bottle with wet tissue paper and putting it in the middle shelf of a freezer? So some similar ones there, but then some slightly different ones as well.
Well, the way that they usually chill beer in a brewery is via cold water in a coil.
Mm.
So I'd probably go with that one where they're running through by a cold tap.
So running running the bottle of beer under a cold tap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
John,
See,
have you got thoughts on any of those?
Well, if I want to chill a beer really quickly, I would probably just put it in like a middle shelf in the freezer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So the tissue paper's an interesting one.
But what's that? What's the tissue paper doing? You know, what's that helping with? I'm just thinking back to science lessons and all that stuff. Is
it giving it something to, something else to freeze on the outside of it, almost like casing it in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would that insulate it and stop the cold from getting to it? I'm not sure.
It's a bit too science, this.
It's very scientific, isn't it?
Got a bit scientific last time as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Right, quick run through again, Jimbo, please.
So A, running it under a cold tap. B, standing the beer in a bowl of cold water and covering the beer with a wet flannel. C, putting the beer in a bucket of ice and salt. D, putting the bottle in the middle shelf of a freezer. Or E, covering a bottle with wet tissue paper and then putting it in the middle shelf of a freezer. Which one of those? Toughy, innit?
It's really tough.
So many options.
It's really
The
tough.
thing with it standing in water is the water around it would become the same temperature as the bottle, so it wouldn't go as...
Yeah. I'm going to just go with the one I would do, whether it's right or not. I would just put it in the middle shelf of a freezer.
And I'm going to stick with the tap, because it seems the most basic of operations at this point.
Okay, then. So which of those was the quickest and most efficient way of getting a beer down to a cold, drinkable sort of fridge temperature? Bearing in mind the beer was starting off at 20.5 degrees. Did anyone get it right? No, nobody got it right. So it was actually C, putting the beer in a bucket of ice and salt. The salt was the key thing. How that works, I don't know. But apparently it brought the beer temperature down by 18.9 degrees in 30 minutes. A freezer, putting it in the freezer, your technique, John, putting it in the freezer is something I do as well, which is great, and it works very well as long as you remember to take it out. If not, it can cause a disaster, can't it?
Yeah.
So I think the freezer technique was more like it brought it down 14 degrees in that sort of 30-minute period. So yeah, to get it even down even colder, get it in a bucket of ice with salt in it as well. I mean, whether you'd waste 100 grams of salt every time you're trying to cool one beer down, I'm not sure.
Keeps the slugs off your beer as well.
Good point.
That's it. I mean, the cold water tap apparently is quite effective, but obviously it's only as cold as the water coming out the tap, and also you waste quite a lot of water because you do it for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that was from Which Magazine. Go and have a read of the article. Google it. Have a look. Quite a detailed experiment they did. I mean, I'm not sure why, because ultimately the answer is just put your beer in a fridge well in advance so you wanted to drink it.
Or if you forget, put it in the freezer. So yeah.
Hey, it's nearly Fuss Club time, Andy. You have to Fuss Club today.
No way.
He's not fussing today.
No, not fussed. No.
I wonder if Dave's doing his Fuss Club right now.
Of course he is.
Right. Question number 2. I don't know if any of you saw this, but this was great. Instagram beer lover, Emily Loves Beer, did something really cool recently. She did her own pub crawl, just visiting pubs in London that had exactly the same name. So obviously lots of pubs share the same name, don't they? So the question is, what was the shared names of the pubs that she did the pub crawl around? It's quite a good video, good watch. But it was on Instagram over the weekend. It was Pablo Discobar who alerted me to it. Thought it'd make quite a good question. And maybe we'll get her on the show eventually, maybe in Desert Island Beers or something like that. But you've got A, it's the Queen's Head, B, the Travellers, or C, Coach and Horses. So before you answer the question, in your own area and of your own knowledge, what's one of the most popular pub names in your area, would you say?
Commercial.
You've got a lot of commercials, have you?
Couple. Well, we did have. I think one of them still open. One of them shut down now. But yeah, commercial.
That's interesting, because round here I only know of one, and that's my favourite local.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was that common name. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
no, absolutely. Yeah.
There's a lot of like. There's not the same name, but there's like a lot of pubs with like bank at the end, so like Pottery Bank, things like that. We've got the odd abbreviations of horse and cart though, wagon and horses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All them.
Yeah, the White Hart. That'd be another one.
There's a lot of them. Red Lions. There's a boatload of them.
Oh yeah. So which of these do you think Emily chose to do as her pub crawl? Was it the Queen's Head pubs, the Travellers pubs, or the Coach and Horses? Let's go John first. I think John can get first answer on this one.
I'm going to go for Travellers.
Travellers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of might make sense in London.
That's what I thought. And as does the Queen, of course. You've obviously chosen some very plausible answers, Jimbo. Congratulations.
No, I don't, clearly.
No. I'll go Travellers.
Travellers.
I was going to say the Travellers because obviously she's travelling around.
Yep.
But I'll go with the wagon and horses.
Is that answer D? Coach and horses.
Yeah, wagon and horses, horses and travel, horse and cart.
The Red Lion. I'll go with the Red Lion.
I'll go with the Traveller's Rest.
So it was either Queen's Head, Travellers, Coach and Horses.
Coach and Horses, I'll go with.
John's going Travellers, Andy's going Coach and Horses. Anyone got it right? Somebody has got it right. Who's got it right? It's Andy. So she actually got to 7 different pubs. There was 8 on her list.
Wow.
But one of them wasn't open at weekends, which is quite odd for a pub.
When does
That's
it?
a risk in this climate.
Yeah. Obviously doing well Monday to Friday.
They must put the prices up.
Yeah.
And there was 3 all in the very same area of Soho as well, so that you could get to 3 really quickly in one area. There was another 3 that she could have gone to as well, but she didn't. So in all, she could have got to probably 10 or more just in London. There was a bit of distance between some of them where she might have got a tube or whatever, but generally did really well. Yeah. She said her favourite one, and it did look good actually from the video, was the one on Greek Street. The Coach and Horses on Greek Street, which looked really good. He had good load of decent craft beers on, good snacks as well. She had some snacks there. She had some bacon fries. Can't go wrong with a packet of bacon fries, can you? But yeah, if you want to go and have a look for that, Emily Loves Beer. It's a great little video actually, a little reel on Instagram, and you can see where she went to. Bit of a complaint at some of the pubs she made because she could tell they'd not got clean glassware. You know, when you get a glass that's just
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't happy. But anyway, it's a great video. So yeah, go and check it out. Question number 3. Entrepreneur Rich Martin has just launched a new beer called Underdog, which is a beer to support and promote its quite unique business idea that's based at a park in All Hallows near Rochester, I think it is. What is his unique business idea, though? And there's 3 possible answers here, so multiple choice. His unique business idea is a pub in a caravan in a park, or it's an inflatable pub, or it's a bar in the middle of a boating lake that you've got to hire a peddler to get to. It's one of those things.
I don't fancy people being half cut on pedlos. Freddie Flintoff proved that, did he? All them years ago.
It's not going to end well, is it?
No.
I was thinking the inflatable thing I've heard of somewhere else, so it's not particularly unique. I've seen these pop-up pubs somewhere. Maybe that was his idea, I don't know, but I've definitely heard of that, inflatable pop-up pubs.
Okay.
What was the first one again?
A pub in a caravan.
A caravan.
That's plausible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Because you see like horse boxes and stuff with like bars in, don't you know?
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not something we've seen, yet in the pub shed community. People
That's because it's a horse box, mate. It's not a shed.
No, I mean, like, people keep caravans on the drive and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if anyone's attempted to turn an old caravan into a pub shed yet, so you can actually get in, a sit-in one rather than just a.
I have seen on one of the Facebook groups, somebody's got an old stable block that they've turned into a pub, and they use the split barn, like the horse stable doors.
Yeah.
One of which opens to like go in, but the other one only opens the top for the windows as the pub, and then all the rest is like laid out like a proper old school pub inside with like big sort of mahogany type bar and seating areas and stuff, which is pretty cool. Because from the outside, it just looks like a stable block.
Yeah.
I think it could be the next big thing, the pub caravan.
That's it.
I wonder if they've got them automatic trolley things on the bottom of them to move them around. You've seen them where they don't have to move them; they can just use a remote control.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm discarding pedlos.
Discard pedlos. Go on, you choose first, Andy.
I'll go with the caravan.
Yeah, I think that's the one I want it to be, but I've definitely heard of inflatable pubs, so I'll go with that one.
Okay, then. So has anybody got the right answer? Andy going for caravan, John going for the inflatable pub. Has anyone got the right answer? Somebody has. Who's got the right answer? It's John.
Hey.
It is the inflatable pub, and you are right. You have seen this before. I'm not sure whether it was his original idea. The inflatable pub's something that you can hire. But he's actually, what happened was a pub in his village got shut down, the only pub in his village. So he decided to open his own by getting this inflatable one and basically setting it up as more like a permanent thing that he can just inflate each weekend in this park. And he's actually going through the process of getting a license now and everything.
Wow.
So just do it on a regular basis. It's quite cool. The pub he calls it the Air of the Dog.
Yeah, like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good,
And he is the only pub in the village.
Old park.
That's it. Yeah. He'll be up and running with that, and he's doing a beer. He's got a beer brewed with it. I think it might have been a local brewery to him to kind of like help promote it and get his idea off the ground and everything. But the beer's called the Underdog to support his pub, the Air of the Dog inflatable pub.
Let's hope it doesn't get off the ground, Jimbo.
I'm sure he could have called the beer blown away.
Yeah, it could have, exactly.
Yeah.
Mr. Trick.
You've seen these things, and it's quite serious, isn't it? But they've been known, haven't they, to take off sometimes, these inflatables. It's
exactly.
When you see it strapped round the steeple.
Yeah.
He's complained, though, about the price of running it recently, but, he's blaming inflation.
Yeah.
I don't know where my joke thing is.
Yeah, I've just done the old drum beat.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Never mind. So I make it 1-1. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
1-1. Good. Okay. So we're now going on to the big question. So the big question, and it was a big one because we left it running for a few weeks, and it was referring to glassware. If you remember.
I do.
So we have asked the listeners and the Instagram Pub Shed Beer Lover community about their favourite type of glassware, as in their favourite shape of glassware sort of thing. So we've had these discussions on the show before. Yeah. You've got your Allegra glasses, which is Andy's mentioned, one of his favourites. And you have your sort of like more, is it tubo ones, is it, you call them?
Square edge, one version of them, yeah.
That's it, yeah. You've got your standard sort of tulip pint glasses as well. So that's like what you might generally have a cask beer in. But then you've got your tulip stemmed glasses, all sorts of different types of stemmed glasses. Your craft masters. Yep, John's got his in a tulip.
A nice tulip 2/3 glass, that one.
Yeah.
That would be my vessel of choice.
So out of all the, we've got things like Steins as well. Obviously it's Oktoberfest, so we've got
Wally boots.
Steins. Welly boots, yeah, that was on the list as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was lots
Only
of.
if you're in Greece and I order it by mistake when you say large and he goes grand and you go, yeah, okay. And it comes, it's 4 litres of warm beer.
Yeah.
There was the like Pilsner type glasses as well, the sort of like long, tall, thin ones. Or the is it Wiesen glasses? Is it called that Wiesen? I can't speak German.
It's okay.
Yeah, not European anymore.
I don't think you ever were from Sheffield.
No. So yeah, all sorts of options. Now my question is, what do you think came out on top? Now, if you can get one of the top two, we'll give you both a chance to give an answer. If any of you can get one of the top two answers, the most popular answers for favourite glassware, favourite glass types, you'll get a point.
Is there like if we get an answer and it's like, is there a bonus prize we win? You know, like Family Fortunes, where you're like, now and again they give away a bonus.
Maybe.
The Allegra is very popular. A lot of tap rooms use them, don't they?
Yeah.
A lot of people like them. Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah. But people do like a straight-edged pint glass, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they call them a. Is it a nonic?
Nonic, yeah, that rings a bell.
Glass, like a straight, like a Pablo Disco bar glass.
Yeah.
You can't rule out a dimpled jug though.
Oh, have you got a dimpled jug, Andy?
I have got a dimpled jug. It's actually a St. Mars of the Desert dimpled jug.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
How did you get hold of that?
Bought it, mate.
Oh. I do have a pint glass, a St. Mars of the Desert pint glass.
Where did you get hold of that?
I don't know, actually.
No,
I didn't. I definitely didn't, because they're not the St. Mars of the Desert beers are not the easiest ones to get hold of, are they? They're quite difficult.
No, they're not.
They're quite difficult. And where I got the glass from, I think it might have been one that someone gave to me, which I was quite impressed that they'd got one in the first place. I don't think they knew what it were, but I did. Well, I'm having that.
I'd show you right now, but my camera's on the blink, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Camera needs going the menders.
So, Andy, are you sticking with Allegra or are you going something else?
I'll go with the straight edge pint glass, I think, because a lot of people like them when you see them out. I know Pablo's glass of choice is his own. Is it one of them? A lot of people have got them branded up in their own pub shed, haven't they? Those types of glasses.
Yeah, those straight
edge. Jimbo got like sent us a raft of branded up glasses once, and I got the standard curl pint pot.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, quite great. Yeah, nice.
I didn't choose. These were chosen by
First Class Designs.
First Class Designs, yeah, who obviously design a lot of great create a lot of great glasses for our pub shed community. Yeah.
Not sponsored, but can be sponsored.
Can be.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. The straight edge pint glass, the tonic.
Are you still into your classic, like what Andy was mentioning then, the sort of classic tulip style pint glass, traditional cask pint glass sort of thing? Is that your thing, John?
Yeah, I mean, I just like the 2/3 ones because it's better. It keeps it cooler a bit longer. You can keep some in the can and then top it up. I'm a bit of a topper upper. I
must admit, if people see my Instagram, normally I put my first weekend beer, my first Friday night beer, in a glass similar to that, but a pint one, and it's a Bradfield one that I have.
Yeah,
and it is that sort of like tulip, but with a stem.
Yeah,
I love that. Is my favourite glass.
And like, if you hold the stem as well, it keeps the beer cooler, doesn't it? Your hand's not warming it up. That's the other great thing with it. So
not easy to stack though, obviously.
No, they're not easy to stack. I tend to hang mine upside down on the rack things, so quite good for that.
Yeah, we can see some glasses hanging behind you, I think.
I think you can, yeah. There they are.
Yeah.
Just see them there.
I tend to stand them up, like one up, one down, next to each other.
Yeah. So that's my glass of choice. That's my sort of go-to one. Unless I'm having like a pint of real ale, and then I'll have I don't know what they call it, but it's kind of. It's not the one with the bulge at the top. Ooh. It's the one that goes out in a bit. I can get one, but I don't know what they're called. But
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. So it's not quite tulip.
Not tulip, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a Boddington's glass, the old Boddington's glasses, they were like that shape. That's another one. If you're having like off the pint 365, I'll generally use one of those. What's the other one that's I used to quite like was the you get an Amstel in it and it's quite thin and tall.
Yes.
Like a Pilsner glass, was it? It's a Pilsner.
Yeah, it says that's what it is, Pilsner glass.
Or, yeah. I think they went through a phase of being quite popular. I don't know if they are now.
I've got a very nice Pilsner glass, a Warsteiner one that's actually very narrow all the way down, and it's got a tiny little stem at the bottom.
I've seen those. Yeah. Seen them. Yeah.
When I first worked in a pub, I was working as like waiting staff when I was a student in a local Green King restaurant type thing. And at the time, the glasses that always were getting stolen back then were Kronenberg glasses because they were a bit unique, weren't they? If you remember the Kronenberg glass, it was quite an odd shape, weren't it? And I remember a lot of them getting stolen.
Yeah.
I think I even took one for myself. It was a long time ago. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Confession right there.
So I'm going to go tulip of some type of tulip, whether it's a pint or 2/3 tulip glass.
Yeah, okay, tulip. I'm going to have to ask you, are you going to go stemmed tulip or are you going to go standard tulip?
Oh. I'm going to go stemmed tulip.
Stemmed tulip, okay. So has anybody got any of our top 2 answers from our Pub Shed and Instagram beer lover community and all that? Somebody's got one of them. And no, it's not Andy. It's not Andy. It's John.
Oh! I am surprised. I only picked it because I like it, really. Not
I was surprised. I mean, the other one didn't surprise me. And I think, Andy, you should have gone for it. You should have gone for the...
everybody has one.
Yeah, you should have gone for the Allegra. Yeah. That was the other top answer. So there were pretty much not much between the Allegra glasses and also the tulip stemmed pint glasses. I think, do I like these? I struggle to know whether I prefer the Allegra or the tubo sort of like, circular, like the ones that we got from the what do you call it? The Sheffield Beer Feast thing, Beer Feast.
Yeah.
That kind of glass. That was like, I've struggled to decide whether I prefer Allegra or that one.
I'm not a fan of them, to be honest. I'm just a bit old fashioned, so that's just me. Yeah.
A few comments on there. The Honey Shawnee commented that he's got a tits and arse glass.
Okay.
There's some interesting.
Where does he put his straw?
True, he does have to have a straw, doesn't he?
Well, he just drinks his out of his horn, doesn't he?
Well, that was the other thing. Horny Shawnee's famous Viking horn did get a mention as well. The other one that got mentioned quite a bit, Andy mentioned it in the last show, Tiku glasses. But that puts you in some sort of craft beer wanker zone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. If you've got one of them, you're on the wanker scale, yeah.
But Andy did own up to having one last time, didn't you?
Yeah. I've got 4. It's fine.
I've got some. I don't know what I've got some really. They're probably like those craft beer wanker glasses. The Vocation ones, really small with a very long stem. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Andy would love to demonstrate, but his
camera. Yeah, I'm frozen in time.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people mentioning Steins as well. The sort of dimple glasses and all that kind of thing. So yeah, good stuff. Good glassware chat, and one person who's always got amazing glassware, IPA Adventures. One day you've got to get him on the show for a chat because his glasses are something else. But there we go. Right.
I think he's got one that looks like a bottle opener.
Like one of your bottle openers. Yeah.
And you drink right out the tip of it.
Oh. Be censored on YouTube.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm like spot the ball right now.
Right, that's the end of that.
Yeah. Now then, it's time for something even more filthy.
Hello everyone, I'm the Compare Without Compare, and here at the Ale and Audio Pub Shed tonight, I'd like to introduce our turn, Sheddie Mercury.
Okay, yeah, so Sheddie Mercury time. So this week it isn't a song from the theme of today's show. It's actually one we were going to use a while back, but we ended up using something else. So this song, it did feature in a show a couple of weeks ago. That's all I can say. So it's a bit more difficult this week because you've got nothing else to go on, really. So you've got to listen carefully. What's the artist and the song title? It's Sheddie Mercury, our pub shed singer. Here we go.
Like hearing the tea like hearing like hearing American. But when the day and I could dance
So there we go.
I hope he was dressed as that person whilst riding a moped. Well,
well, without giving away the answer just yet, I can't see Andy's reaction like I normally can. I could see John's, and from what Andy's just said, I think Andy knows the answer. I think they both know the answer, but let's play it one more time for the listeners at home.
reading it off paper.
Hearing the tea like hearing like hearing American. But when the day and I could dance
So, I believe it was in our speed-themed week when it comes to song requests. So,
It was,
Also on
and
talent
I
track.
chose it.
oh, John chose it. He's got
I
the.
chose
Oh.
it. And, we nearly called for an inquiry because Judge Pat gave it 9.5 when it's clearly
11.
10. Yeah, I'll go with 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was nearly an inquiry. I sulked for a week after that, but
Now you've reminded him of it. He might go back into a somber mode again.
So yeah, what are you going to say then, John? I know Andy knows the answer as well, but
Yeah.
you give us the answer.
it's the clear 10 out of 10. Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf.
Hey, well done. And thank you, as always, to Sheddie Mercury. We had that a few weeks ago, but yeah, we ended up changing it to something else. Like I can't remember why we didn't end up using that. I think he attempted something else that was quite funny, so we decided to go with that one. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Sheddie Mercury. Now, before we go on to our next little game, I think we need to do Martin Brewis, don't we?
We
Have got
probably
any-
do.
have we got any
Yes.
deals of the day.
Deals of the day, yeah. So we can do this live. I don't even need to press a button.
Have you got some bargains for everybody?
I've got one that I've seen. I don't know if Andy's seen any or remembered.
Can't go Wilco.
Okay, can't do that.
Got a pub shed in my garden and a bottle shop in my town. I love the craft and perfect draft and a 2-for-1 discount. When it comes to beer, I need a deal that'll keep the prices at a steal. So I'm calling up Martin Brewis. Yeehaw!
Okay, Martin Brewis. So yeah, anyone got any? I've got one.
I haven't got a deal. Suppose a deal, but what I have got is it is that time of year when there's two things that start occurring.
Yes.
One is there's a whole new wave of craft beer that hits in supermarkets. I know that Northern Monk have just putting some new ones into Morrison's, and I think there's some new North Brew ones hitting. But the main one is obviously you've got to keep on your wits about you. It's Advent calendar season.
I got my first email just before we came on. Guess who it were?
Brewdog.
Yeah. You can have a point, Andy. No, we're joking. Yeah, Brewdog hit me with theirs just before I came on.
They're probably last year's beers. Don't worry buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just keep an eye out because as I mentioned the other week, sign up to those newsletters because they usually give you a big heads up when stuff like that gets released. You might not buy it yourself, but somebody might be buying it for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Get onto relatives, family. Get begging. Get an advent calendar ready. Beer advent calendar. John, have you?
I recommend. We've mentioned them earlier because obviously Dave always does orders from them. Fuss Club. Their one last year I had, which was just the pale beer ones. And they were top draw, every single one of them. So,
are you going to do one this year, you reckon, Andy?
I don't know. Probably. I'm stupid enough.
You're saying no, aren't you, now in your head?
I'm probably saying no.
Yeah.
But
you're going to end up with one, aren't you?
Well, I'll probably end up with them anyway, yeah.
Is there anything you've seen, John?
Sort of, yeah. I bought this. It's on my Instagram actually. St. Peter's Golden Ale. I bought it from Morrison's, and I went on the website to have a look. And if you just go on there, they'll give you 10% off your first order. Now you have to pay delivery unless you order over £75 worth. But actually, 10% if you want to stock up, not bad. And actually, it was a really good beer. This it was a golden ale, but they do a pale, they do an IPA, they do porters. They do bitters. They do mini kegs as well. They had some mini kegs for like 16, 17 quid on there.
That's good.
So it's pretty good. So if you're wanting to stock up and you want to give them a try, you get 10% straight away. It was welcome 10 was the code. But
that's what's
that's St. Peter's Brewery. If you look them up, they're on Instagram. You'll obviously find them on the Tinternet. St. Peter's Brewery. I think they're based in Suffolk, but really good beers. They do some low alcohol ones as well, which I haven't tried, but if that's your thing, might be worth a look. Yeah, that's probably the only one I've got this week.
Nice one. I've got two. One of them is again beer related, but I've got a Pub Shed one coming up as well. And speaking of glassware, a glassware one coming up. But the first one's Bruiser. I don't know if anyone else has seen this. Have you ever used Bruiser before?
I've not used it. I've heard it. Yeah, I've
heard of them.
Yeah, so they've got I think, and I had a Cloudwater beer last weekend, so I don't know whether this is why it sort of popped up on my feed or whatever, but they doing like a decent 24 quid for so many Cloudwater beers. I think it might be possibly like, I don't know, maybe 8 Cloudwater beers for like 24 quid or something like that. Free delivery as well, if it's your first time using them and stuff. That's one to look out for because I'm very tempted by that. And it's got is it the happy and the super happy that you've had in the past as well, Andy? And I'm sure, John, you probably had some of them because you visited Cloudwater, didn't you, recently as well?
Did, yeah. They're great beers, really are.
So yeah, there's that to look out for. But then the other thing, which I put on our newly launched website, aleandaudio.co.uk, is yeah, exactly. So some glassware from Northeast Trophies, who obviously previously sponsored our show. They are doing a $2.99 tulip, standard classic tulip style, cask style sort of, tulip beer glass for $2.99. It works out about a £5, and it's personalised, obviously, with your own logo on it, but it works out about a £5 with delivery. So that's quite good. You might want to order one or a couple or whatever. I've got myself one ordered. My birthday coming up. I said to Mrs. Little one can get me that.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Get it on your Christmas list. Send it off to Father Christmas, Sheddies. Yeah. Come on, get your orders in.
I ordered mine and I got it in a couple of days. I've not seen it. I've not opened it because I thought I'll keep that as a surprise, see what it looks like. Because they kind of do proper engravings and stuff like what Pablo Discobar has. So, yeah, if you want that style pint glass, and particularly if you've got like a pint 365 pump, that's the ideal glass for that kind of thing. You can get right to the bottom of it and, perfect pour and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's one to have a look at as well. But there you go. Unless there's anything else.
No, that's good.
Brewis.
Yep.
Good stuff. We are going to play Jan's Box in a second because we haven't played it for a while, and I promise we're having another game of Jan's Box. We'll get to that in a second. But I've got another little challenge. Now, this challenge might finish straight away. It might be a really easy one. It might
Is
be
it made of wood?
It's not. No. Well, it's a bit of a sort of mystery type game like that. It's called What's This Pub Shed Sound? Oh, what's the you played it on the radio before, haven't you? What's this sound?
Yeah.
Well, it's What's This Pub Shed Sound? So I'm going to play you a sound now, and I think I've picked an easy one to start off with for today. You're only going to get one guess each, so you've got to, if you're going to have a guess or something, you've got to choose one guess, and I can tell you if you're right or wrong. If not, rolls over. Listeners have to get in touch. I think I've picked an easy one this time though, but in future I'll make it a bit harder. Are you ready?
Okay.
What is, and we need a jingle, John.
Yeah.
Jingle, John.
I'll have to work on it.
What's this pub shed sound? Oh, if you can think of a more.
Can you just put "What the bloody hell's that" as the lyric?
That's it. So, what is this pub shed sound? Okay, you heard it once. I'll play it one more time. What is this pub shed sound? See, I think it's easy, but maybe it's not, because it could be. It could sound like a couple of things that. So remember, you've got one guess each. Okay, you've got to tell me what you're locking in as your final guess. Feel free to discuss between you what you think it is or what it could be, but I can only take one guess from you both.
It sounded like a bit of a glug early on, and maybe something icy. I thought I heard ice. And then I wondered, I haven't got one of these. I wondered what those physics machines sound like.
No, they don't sound like that.
Do they not? No.
No. It is like something dropping in ice.
Yeah. And then a lot of glugging going on. What was all that about?
Must have been necking it. What he's done is put ice in his beer to cool it down because of that chef that told him to do so.
With some salt.
Regretted it immediately and downed it.
Put a bit of salt in.
Yeah.
Chill it.
Here it is again.
Could it be stirring?
This might be harder than I thought it might be. You know,
it's easy when you know the answer, Jimbo. It's easy when you know.
You know, the like ice. Can you like stirring?
I can hear ice. Yeah. I think it's. I don't know. I thought it might be Jimbo putting the tonic in his gin and tonic or something.
It could be.
That's not as easy as you think. Look.
Right, one more time, and then I want an answer from you both.
Just let the listeners decide.
Yeah, it's good, this.
It sounded like something filling up.
Yeah, it does.
Right, answers from you both. Andy, what are you going to go with?
Cocktail shaker.
Cocktail shaker. Okay.
Ice, moving, glugging. That's what I was thinking.
All right. John?
Oh. Do you know what? Halfway through, I thought it was like the till from How You're Being Served. I don't think any of the listeners are old enough.
As long as it wasn't the one from Open All Hours.
Yeah. I know it's not right, but to me it just sounds like pouring a mixer into ice.
A mixer into ice.
Yeah, like a tonic mixer, something like that into ice.
So, describe what do you mean by that?
It's like opening a bottle and putting it.
Yeah,
in.
so you got your Schweppes tonic.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
You pour it into your vodka or your gin, whatever it is, and there's ice in there as well.
Fair enough. Anybody right?
No.
No one's right. It's going to roll over to the listeners. So once again, what is this sound?
We'll get it Friday, John, when we listen again.
There we go.
Yeah, because the other thing I thought, those people who have those big American fridges where you can fill up the ice.
Oh, ice machine.
like an ice machine at the front of it. But you're not going to have that in your pub shed, are you?
No.
Unless it's one big old pub shed garage.
So, well, Jim might have one in Jim's perfect bar because he's perfect and he's probably got one. But
Yeah.
I think he's got a variety of ice, to be fair.
Right, come on, listeners, you got this. The listeners will be screaming.
What was that sound? Okay.
Was it Dave on holiday at the beach?
Glug, 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 glug.
Before we do Jan's Box, which we're going to do kind of towards the end of the show, it's the main event, isn't it? We're going to do Pub Shed of the Week. Now, Pub Shed of the Week. Sorry, John, I didn't send it you in advance. I should have, but I forgot. I've used the wrong. I should have. I'm in my old. Yeah. Anyway, I should have sent it you, John. I'm sorry. But anyway,
I'll find it now.
It's Rate Good Beer Reviews. Okay. Now.
Sent it you, John.
Yeah, Rate Good Beer Reviews. They've been on Instagram for a while now. We linked up with them not long ago. So their first post on Instagram goes back to the 11th of August. So yeah, been with us a short time. But I noticed that they'd also were in the process of putting together their own home bar. Obviously, I noticed the name because it's a very Sheffieldish sort of Instagram name. And they've recently got a new logo as well, which sort of takes, is kind of taken influence from Guinness, which you will notice. But the great thing about the logo is that in the middle of the Guinness logo at the top, where it's normally, I don't know, what is it normally? It's like a harp, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, they've got the two Sheffield cooling towers, which are sadly no longer there. But I think it's a really good logo. Love it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's
It
cool.
looks a bit like that new Guinness rip-off Forged.
Yeah.
Have you seen that knocking about? Not had it.
No, is it like it's another Guinness rip-off? Is it?
It's basically. I think it's Conor McGregor that's behind it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Looks like they've been down to Bradfields as well, Jimbo.
Well, this is it. Yeah. So I had a chat with him, and I think he's actually from kind of the sort of he's from like the Mexborough area. So which is a place kind of in South Yorkshire that doesn't quite know whether it's Rotherham, Doncaster, a little bit of Barnsley, a bit of Sheffield. It's one of those places that's kind of in the middle of everything. But he's definitely got a lot of he loves his Sheffield breweries. He's a very local lad in that sense as well. But yeah, he's you can see he's been to Bradfield as well not too long ago, and he does like his beers. And the other thing that I spotted, he's got his own pub shed. So I asked him a little bit about this pub shed, and I said, we'll give you a feature in a few weeks. And yeah, hopefully, after the feature as well, he'll pop even more photos of it on. But he's been working on it. I asked him what the name is because his name on Instagram state Rate Good Beer Reviews, but the name of his pub shed is The Staying Inn. Landlord's Alex, but everyone calls him Budge. He says it's a long story, but he'll explain another time. We'll get that story from, maybe it'll be a confession in future or something. Who knows? He's been wanting to build a bar for a while and never had the time. But then he was furloughed for 3 weeks. So he built the bar over the last few years. Started then, built the bar over the last few years, and slowly been adding to it. And as he says, it never stops. He's sort of just constantly adding little bits and so on.
Armchairs.
He's got a big comfy sofa in there.
He doesn't need any armchairs. He doesn't. No.
Doesn't now.
He's
So
sleeping there.
there's not many. So I think his pub shed sounds like he's been up and running with it for a while, but obviously there's not as many pictures online of it yet. So hopefully we'll get to see a bit more of it. But he says he has people around for he has lads around for barbecues, football at weekends, birthday, garden parties, all that kind of thing. So yeah, and yeah, the few pictures that you can see, it is quite a cool looking place. Clearly likes his Guinness. He's got a big sort of Guinness flag up on the wall, nice shelving. A Guinness like mirror type thing in there as well, which looks really cool.
Not one, but two perfect draft machines.
Yes, it can never be short.
Jand.
Yeah, there you go. Serve two at a time.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've got a nice comfy armchair in there as well. Nice carpeted floor. I think it's carpet. Or it might not be carpet unless it's like that laminate type stuff. Tiles. Vinyl, yeah, maybe. The unfortunate thing in all this is his football team choice. He might choose to go to great breweries, and he says he's got a great logo and all that, but his football team choice appears to be Leeds United.
Leeds have got the scarves hanging. Yeah.
You can't help it. It's born in blood.
Exactly.
He's got an Ellen Road sign as well.
Hope it's pointing the right way there. You might get lost.
TV's up. It's a big old thing as well. It's not.
Massive,
It's like
Yeah.
built.
It looks like he's got some sort of, as his sofa as well, but like a bench with cushions on. I'm trying to look at it.
I have to say, I thought I had a big one until I saw his.
Hey.
Well, it's dwarf Jimbo's.
He's got a huge. I don't know if it's just one fridge or a big fridge freezer in there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Might have an ice machine on it.
could have.
Yeah.
I think that might be keg storage for his two machines.
I don't know if they're like sort of like patio or bifolding sort of doors as well that I can see on there as well. So
Doors look really good, to be fair. They're like that all glass.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a really good setup, and
Picture from the outside.
just be good to see more from it, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, and
Great fun.
the other thing he did the other day, which is kind of against my ethics, maybe. He had Belgian blue in August.
But not at Christmas.
Not at Christmas. Oh, it's 1st of September, so okay.
No, it's a bit early, that. It's a bit early.
Great beer. It's a great beer, but I have to protect its festive status.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that one, Jimbo. It's a Christmas beer. Yeah, month before, month after's okay, but
It's Bradfield, I blame. If Bradfield are
soon.
making it, they shouldn't be making it available until
Nope.
October, November, or whatever. I don't know if they've gone back to doing that now. Maybe this was
it's out of order. Out of order.
exactly not having it. But anyway, rate good beer reviews. Give them a follow. That's rate as in REYT. Good beer reviews. Give them a follow. And yeah, looking forward to seeing more of their bar. Right, are we ready then?
We're ready.
Yep.
Here we go. What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box?
Hi guys, Jan here from the Boxing Hounds, and I've brought along my famous box. Can you guess what's inside it this week? 20 questions, and I can only answer yes or no.
Okay, Jan's box. Now, before we move on to this, there's an interactive game of Jan's box on the Alan Audio website, where you can press on buttons and get your potential, answers to the questions, and then you've got to guess by free typing what you think it is. Nobody's got it right so far.
I bet it's made of wood.
Well, you'll have to go and have a look and find out. No one's got it so far. It could be one of those things that goes on forever, a bit like Guess the Sound, maybe. But yeah, have a go at it. Go to the website, alanaudio.co.uk. And also, there's the Play Your Crafts Right game. You can choose a player, Andy or Dave's beers, and you can go through and see if you can become a craft beer master and guess the ABVs. So there's a few interactive games on our website as well. But today's Jan box then, John, you're the guest. You're stepping in for Dave. What's your first question going to be?
Wonder what it could be.
Have a think.
Have a little speak to myself. Is it made of wood?
Hey!
No.
No.
Never is.
To get that one out of the way.
Just remember,
it-
it can be anything. Jan's box, just for those that are listening for the first time or watching.
Let's just say it can be anything.
Anything garden, bar, pub, shed related.
Unless she's on holiday, when it could be holiday related as well.
Yeah, but she's
'Cause
not.
that box will travel.
They were floating the other week, weren't it?
Yeah.
Floating in pool.
Is
So-
it made metal?
Is it made of metal?
No.
No.
Could be.
Does it use electricity?
Yes.
Yes.
Straight
Right,
in
there
there, I
we
like
go.
it.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Does it have lights?
Mm,
No.
I'm going to say not, but some do.
So it could have.
There are some that do, yeah. I think you're on 4, by the way.
This could be the quickest box ever.
Good. Because you got me, Andy, you see.
Yeah.
Good track record. at
Yeah,
this game.
you're better than that, than the other dopey sausage.
Not made of wood, not made of metal. It's got electricity, and it doesn't generally have light. In fact, there is, it will generally have some form of light on it. I did say no, but it will have some sort of light on it.
Interesting. Could you hold it in one hand?
Yes.
Depends on the size of it.
Oh, multiple sizes of this thing.
Don't know if that helps, Andy.
Does it plug in?
Does it plug in?
Yes.
It can do.
Or batteries.
Doesn't always.
Obviously.
Yes.
I'll not mark you down for a thing for that one though. But yes, it does plug in, and it also can have batteries. You're on 6 questions.
Does it make a sound?
Oh, good one.
Yes.
It does make a sound.
You can see where I'm going with this, Andy.
This sound it makes. Is it musical?
Yes.
So.
What you saying?
Well, I'm thinking, is it a radio?
No.
Not quite, no.
Is it a Bluetooth speaker?
What's in Jan's box?
Yes,
What's
John.
in Box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box?
This time in Jan Box's box, it was a Bluetooth speaker.
There you go. That has got to be one of the quickest Jan boxes we've had yet. Very well done.
Doesn't mess about, does John?
No, straight to it, yeah.
Get the master on the show, and you will get there in less than, 5 questions?
You was on 9, I think.
9, was it? Oh,
9,
well.
less than 10.
More,
Well,
Not bad.
more than I thought it sounded like.
yeah. But you won't get the one online, alenaudio.co.uk.
Well, I might do. I'm going to try that later.
That's the challenge. If anyone can get the one online, send me a screenshot of it telling you that you've got the right answer. It's a tricky one. It's a
Challenge accepted, Jimbo.
Everyone go and have a go.
Yeah, on that website, the new Alien Audio website.
That's it.
What's the address, Jimbo?
alenaudio.co.uk.
Check it out.
That's it.
Check it out.
Check this out.
Might be blocked by school though, John.
We'll get you a tiny URL.
Right, okay. So what's everyone up to at weekend then?
Oh, I've got an 18th birthday party to go to, Jimbo.
Not yours, is it, John?
No, not mine again. I'd be on about my 3rd or 4th. No, so hot off the press, top news. It's a bit of a dual party. So you've met my friend Reg, who basically built this place, the Taylor Tavern, with Mark, Ashmore Arms. Reg has finished building his bar.
Woo!
Hot off the press, top news. So since we got back off holiday in August, he's been really hard at it, working all hours. He's finished his bar now. Well, he will have finished it by next week, and he was determined to have it done by the time it was his son's 18th birthday. So that's all happening on Saturday. We've got some real ale ordered from Yorkshire Heart.
Has he got the pump?
He's got the pump in, yeah. He got the pump for Father's Day back in June. So we've recommended To The Side from Yorkshire Heart, which is New Zealand hopped pale ale, absolute cracker. So we're going to be on that. He's got the perfect draft loaded up with various things actually. I think he's got Camden Pale, maybe a Stella, something else. So we've got that on the go. And then we've got some cider for the kids. Cider and Corona for the kids.
Yeah,
so anyway, the plan is we're going to
some MD 2020.
yeah, we're gonna get the party started over there. The kids are going to arrive, probably about 9-10 o'clock, and then we're all going to come over here.
There we go.
Bit of a pub crawl. So the thing is now, Jimbo, we are pretty special, and you're going to have to do a feature on this. You're going to have to visit and do a feature. There are 3 pub sheds within sort of like 100 meter radius.
Like a pub shed equivalent of Coronation Street.
It is. We've got the highest density of pub sheds in the whole of Greater Manchester, I would claim.
Why don't you all rename yourselves the Coach and Horses? There you go. Yeah. No, now we're on YouTube. This could be something we do. We could do like
we need to do it. I still maintain we've got the highest density of pub sheds in the whole of England. And unless anyone wants to kind of challenge that, but honestly, we're so lucky now. We can just do our own pub crawls between the 3 houses.
Perfect.
Ideal.
Yeah. So that's Saturday sorted.
Yeah, are you doing like a beer festival next year for all 3 of you, so all the people could attend? Street party.
Yeah, tell you what, that's not a bad idea. That I'll work on that.
Good plan. Any football for you this weekend, John?
No, I'll be watching it. Saturday afternoon, I think City, at 3 o'clock again. But yeah, other than that, there's none for my kids or anything. So just
Champions League back this week, isn't it?
Champions League's tomorrow. Yeah, City have got a home match tomorrow. So loads of football. City. Back. Look forward to that.
We've got Hull on Sunday. If anybody wants to come down,
we've got
giving away concessions tickets, £5. Get packing them in.
We've got at this stage of the season. It's not even October. We've got a 6-pointer game against Middlesbrough. Both bottom teams. Wednesday against Middlesbrough. I've heard there's going to be a tennis ball protest tomorrow because Wednesday fans are that fed up. But anyway. So we'll see what happens with that. But what you got planned, Andy?
It's going to be quite one, to be honest. Got a few things going on, so you can't go out every weekend, can you? Do you know what I mean? So
can't be gonna your big days and your ribbons.
Can't be going out to amazing breweries every week. You've got to do your chores. Got to earn that beer
at some point.
Got to earn that beer. Probably be open Friday.
Good stuff. Birthday weekend for me.
Oh, whose birthday?
For me.
Oh, it's your birthday.
Birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Not
His
really.
birthday's probably not until like the Thursday after, but he's just having it this week.
He's having it at the weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely Sunday. Sunday birthday this time.
Oh, happy birthday for Sunday.
Should have saved your Sunday beer for them.
Could have. I know. I could have.
Oh, you could have wrote birthday Sunday on it.
Could have. No, I think I might be off out for a curry or something. Get my dad to pay for something for me. That's what I'll do. But yeah, other than that, no for me really. Quite one as well. Oktoberfest. I might do my Oktoberfest beers next week though. Save one for show next week as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You should all get on that next week.
We've got another beer. We might end up having a few beers next week, Andy.
Yeah.
Andy sent us some special ones through, so
tune in.
Yep.
And a glass.
And a glass, yeah. It's all there ready. All there. I daren't stack that one because it's
better be in the fridge. They better not be on top of the glass.
Oh, they're in the fridge. Specials are in the fridge. Bottom shelf. Coolest place. Yep. There we go. So have great weekends.
Cheers, ears.
Have a good one. And now though.
Happy birthday.
Do we have to choose a number?
No, I've already chosen number 1.
He's chosen number 1. There we go. We're having it live.
It was really, it's a pain. I was going through the other night thinking, how did I play that? What chords did I play? How did that one work? And half of them I can't even remember. So I just made them up and sent them to you.
Could have been on Yorkshire Heart. That's what it was.
So I've got this one for you. Here's the shit beer fact of the week. It's the shit be a fact of the week. It's the shit be a fact of the week. It's the shit be a fact of the week. And it's brought to you by me. Yeah.
So in the absence of Mr. Dave Hardy, John's stepping in. He's done the jingle. He's wrote the theme tune, sing the theme tune. He's going to do it himself.
Yeah. So, did you know the World Championship wife carrying competition took place in Finland this year, and the top prize, you win your wife's weight in beer. How good is that?
Bloody hell!
See you next week.
I'd win. Oh, I'm joking. See you next week.
Oh.
That's a good one, that. I think I've seen
I told you it wasn't that shit. You look it up. There's pictures and everything.
I saw a clip of it happening, and the guy who I think won it nearly drowned his wife when they went through the water because her head was just under the water all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a cracker, that one, isn't it?